This is for you, Mr. 7 out of 10. Harden's coming back. If the Rockets re-sign James, how many years and how much money would you offer him?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good question. Whew. How much is he making this year? 33?
Something like that, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um,
We know it's not max. We know that.
it's not max. You can't give him a max. That's nuts because you're basically taking yourself out of every other free agent running. So I would go as high as 2 years. I would go 262, and
Okay.
I would see. I give him a 1+1. Just give him a 1+1. Give him that flexibility. So it's essentially a 1 year deal, 31 million. See what if he takes it. There's a lot of reasons to come back. Even the money you're making, well, the money you lost in Philadelphia, whatever their income tax is, coming back to Houston, getting that money back. Playing in Houston, being familiar, being on the community, around your family. A lot of it makes sense, but I'm not going higher than 2 years. Now, granted, you understand if you're James, you're going to want your max. You gave up money on you left money on the table for them to go sign Daniel House, to go sign
Right.
DeAnthony Melton, and to go sign PJ Tucker. And you played pretty well. You've had a pretty strong playoff campaign, right? You played phenomenally in two of your team's most important wins in a long time, and they're going to a Game 7 tomorrow. They have a chance to go to the conference finals. Nobody can sit there and say you can't ask for that kind of money. You can't ask for 40 million, 35 million. But are the Rockets in a place right now where they need to be committing 2/3 of their cap to you? I don't think so. Now, things can always change, and when teams get desperate, we've seen that in the NBA when teams get desperate and they throw money at something because they just need something to change, right? But if I'm the Rockets, I'm not going higher than two. That's just too much.
Saying that, do you think Tillman is at a point of desperation where he would push 3 or 4 years for
No,
James?
because if you go back to what Tillman said, they're in phase 2 right now, and phase 2 is getting back to the playoffs. So if they've done their internal calculus and they believe that James Harden is the easiest answer to get to the playoffs, then hey, anything can happen. But the fact that he said phase 2 and not phase 3, it means that the desperation level is like they're aware of it, but I don't think they're like, we gotta get this thing now, right? I think there's a bit of a separation between phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Had this been phase 2 and this was the second season of phase 2, then yeah, I think that they're much more inclined to being uber aggressive in terms of the money on the table and the years, whatever, to entice James to come back. But I think they would love to have him back, but it has to make sense for both parties, right? And $31 million is a lot of money. Let's keep it a buck. It's not. I mean, because of how the NBA is now, it is taking a discount. But if you're taking a discount for a good cause, I think you could sell that as well.
Do you think James will come back?
Do I think he'll come back? Me personally,
Yes.
I still do. I do. It's too much smoke. It's too much smoke. It's too much smoke. I mean, the interest is there on both sides. The history is there on both sides. You could ride off into the sun, come home, get your jersey retired here. Might build a statue of you. Like, it makes sense. Like, if you don't win it in Philly, or even if you do win it in Philly, if you win it in Philly, it's the perfect write-off scenario, right? You won. You left because you wanted to win the ring. You won the ring, and now you're coming back to be around your people. If you don't win the ring, you fell short, but you gave it all you could for 2 seasons and came back. So I don't think he's in a lose-lose. I think he's in a win-win spot, whatever he does right now, because of how he's played and because of what's the Sixers have done around him in terms of, they honestly should have won Game 6 at home. I think that was a missed opportunity there. But if they end up losing in Game 7 in Boston, can anybody be surprised? I mean,
Right.
and that will be another another consecutive season losing the second round. So I think at that point you know what your ceiling is. So you wouldn't fault him for leaving anyway. But me personally, if you ask me, do I see James Harden turning? I think the answer is yes.